I'll be making a quick frame on this, so a reduction frame. This becomes my antagonist. This is my working model. Right, now we need some teeth. And align them into the space. Put your teeth into the correct collection. It'll also remesh the teeth. They are in the new collection. Next thing, let's create the margins. Next, we're going to survey these. Get yourself a good survey. I'm looking at here. I'm looking at this one over there. Something to that effect, and block it out. Next, we're going to separate out the contacts. So if I hide this model, you should have these blocked out. This is my contact. I'm going to exclude it from all of the next procedures, and that will turn pink. Good. Then I'm going to add margins on these. Okay, this one doesn't get a margin. It leave it as it is. Next thing, we're going to create safety zone and spacer for this one and that one. Select this one and that one, and then I'm going to do the auto spacer and zone, which takes the default values. A file saved in a directory, then it'll work. But if you just press like it won't work. So when you first start the project, make sure that you have named your patient file or whatever it may be. Next, we're going to trim the occlusal. So we're going to view the antagonist, and we're going to then create an offset for this antagonist. Select it, make an offset, and then apply it. Now this is very important, because if your crowns are too tight in occlusion, this is where you're going to be setting it. Apply this offset. Next, we're going to trim these. So select them and trim them. This is live trimming. As you can see, it has been trimmed over here. Because we are making a reduction frame, this should be fine. And then click Trim Restorations. After that, you can click to finish the stage, which moves the antagonist back into the correct collection. Next, we can deal with the pontic. The pontic is extruding into the model. We want to change that. Go to the pontic menu. Select the pontic and click on that. Then edit the mesh for this pontic, and we're going to shift that into this area over here. Okay, because this is going to be our cutting zone, like that. And then we're going to cut pontics. That'll make a cut underneath the pontic. We still have to consider over here, the contact, and we have to consider the strength of this unit as well. What I'm going to do next is we're going to go to the Frames menu, select that and edit. I'm just going to pull this out a little bit. Left click, use the G key, and move your mesh down just a little bit like that. That's fine. Object mode, I'll do the same thing on this one over here. That should be fine. Apply. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all three of these. Let us hide the antagonist for now. Take all three of these, and we're going to, we don't really have to remesh them. We can if we want to, but in this case, I'm going to select them and create a frame. This is going to reduce it by about 1 millimeter or so. As you can see here, it's been reduced. Okay, we're going to accept this. Now you're going to have the reduction frame, and then we've got the other ones over the top, which you can actually see when you unhide, you can unhide the full contour and hide it over here. Now we'd like to connect these up to our copings. This is quite easily done now. We can actually basically almost leave it as it is, although what I'll do is I'll just move that up a little bit. Okay, from here on, we're going to select this and we're going to generate lower frame. We can do both at the same time. Do not select the Pontic. Here the frames are connected up and I can give them a quick smooth. Select both and click on smooth. We'll just give it a quick smooth around the collar. Here select your components and we're going to create the necessary protection zones underneath it. Okay, so we're going to take all three of them and then make these zones. Now that we've got the protection, if you don't know what that is, I'll just demonstrate. It protects the inside of it. This means that any object which intersects into the crown will get deleted and it'll stay protected. Alright, let us now join up this bridge. I'm going to place my cursor over here. I'm going to click the Weld button and this is going to bring an object into Blender. We call these matte balls. Anyway, I'll disable the magnet tool. I've changed the matte ball a little bit to make sure that it is a sufficient thickness, so we don't have to add too much of it. You can always make it smaller by using the S key. So I think this is a little bit different because we used to have spheres, and I can rotate and I can place this one with the G key exactly where I need it to be. And notice if I select them by the actual thing, they'll select individually. But if we select the rings, then it's I can go Shift-D. So I'll go Shift-D and I'll put the magnet tool on and I'm going to use the G key. And then what I'll do is I'll scale this one down a little bit just to get a connection there, and Shift-D, and I'll put another one over here. And this is going to make it a little bit quicker to use. So select the ring, S, then Shift-D again. I'm going to rotate this one a little bit and Shift-D like that. And that looks quite good. And that gives me sufficient strength. Okay, so you can always add more or less or whatever you think you need to do. Yeah, I'll just put another one like that. And then we're going to join the weld. Now make sure your module is up to date to get these, they look a little bit different from before. Then we're going to smooth this and give it a quick smooth like that. And then we're sort of done. We don't even have to do the contact because there is no contact. So we just leave it as that. And just smooth the collars a little bit over here, a little bit. And that completes your framework.